Don't adjust your screens. I'm back, baby. Welcome to the 33 Lounge. I'm your host. Ain't been here in a while.
Yeah.
In case you forget,
Yeah, it's been like a month.
my name's Nick.
Hi, Nick.
Nice to meet you.
Oh,
Hi.
man.
JR. Say hello to the people.
Fucking mitts. Hello to the people. And I already dropped an F-bomb. Son of a bitch.
Well, there is an edit button.
Yeah. So, how are you?
It's been a weird few weeks. I'm just going to put it that way.
Okay.
And so let me kind of address why I haven't been here in 4 weeks.
Well, people know you went to the beaches of Myrtle.
Well, the first week you were sick.
There was sickness.
Yeah. First
my
week you were
behalf.
sick, and I didn't want to sit next to you.
I couldn't do it anyways. I barely had a voice,
Yeah.
which some people would think is a good thing.
Some.
Yeah.
The second week,
Second.
I had a very rough week.
Yes.
A car broke down.
Yes.
When I got it fixed, the day I got it back, I had to take my cat to get put to sleep, which was very, very rough on me.
Yeah.
I'm a cat person, so that hit me very hard. Then the next week, I drove down to Myrtle.
Yeah.
And the week after that, I drove 12 hours back.
Right.
And I was like, you know what?
Just
You're
can't
probably
do it.
going to have to count me out for that week, too, because they're
Yeah.
not going to be up to do a podcast after.
Right.
And I was in bed by 7. So
I called in the big guns.
you did, and I did tune in.
Okay.
I did
I
tune
was
in.
going to ask you that next.
I appreciate you saying you loved me.
You, Nick, right?
No,
There was some of those.
there was a part in your one trio.
Nobody gives a shit about Nick Tuttle.
A part in one trio where you talked about the voices in my head.
Oh, that is the funniest you ever made me laugh.
Yeah.
I remember that.
We were talking about voices in my head, and
Yeah.
I told you, I said, I got many, but there's one I don't understand because he's speaking Spanish.
Fucking.
If I could just learn
Yeah.
that sign language, we'd be good.
Silent. I think I laughed unnecessarily long for that whole thing when that occurred.
So, yeah, I appreciate you bringing that up.
Yeah. And that was so long ago. I think you were still on daylight then. Maybe not.
No,
Maybe
I was
we were on
I
nights.
was on nights.
That was during a morning tour on a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Um,
So long ago.
so it's been a rough couple weeks, a lot of driving.
Sure.
Well, we were down in Myrtle. We got my cat's ashes back, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They mailed them to you in Myrtle?
No, when I was down there, her brother picked them up.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I got to think of something nice to do for my cat. I know I'd like to get a tattoo, but
Oh, a little tatty.
listen, I've owned cats in the past, right?
Yeah.
And like the cat I had growing up lived to be 22.
That's old.
Yes, super old. So, you know,
I got a cat that's like 14, 15 right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
But when they get to that age where you could see it,
Yeah.
like it's almost inhumane to.
Let him go.
You don't really grieve over it because you spend so much time with them,
Right.
and you know it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, you don't want him to suffer.
But like with Dink, or Tank, as my other buddy liked to call her.
Yeah. Nice cat. Met her.
She was fine.
Yeah.
And then over the course of 2 weeks,
Just got bad.
boom.
Yeah.
And I don't know. But yeah, so I definitely wasn't going to do the podcast that week because
Right.
I knew what was happening. The fact that I didn't have a car, I could have got a ride. That would have been the end of the story. But
Yeah.
I knew what was happening, and I wasn't in the right mindset to
Sure.
sit here and entertain the masses.
Right.
But so it's been a rough couple weeks, a lot of driving, relaxing vacation.
Was it?
Yeah, I totally just
I didn't hear from you.
nope. I didn't text anybody.
And I don't want to bug you either. I mean, you're trying to relax.
I didn't look at one thing work related
Good.
the whole time I was down there.
Nice.
I didn't text nobody. I didn't call nobody.
No, I barely heard from you. I think the first day you were there was the only thing you sent me the skibbity toilet thing.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. That was the very first day we go to Walmart to pick up like
Yeah.
the stuff that we're going to
Essentials.
need for the week that we don't bring down, like paper towels.
Right. Right. That's what I'm going to do tomorrow for camp.
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
And I saw that. I said, yeah, I'm saying this to JR. I'm buying this for his boy. And
Did
then
you
were
actually
like,
buy it?
No, because you said he hated it.
He does hate it, but I thought it'd be funny if you still bought it
Oh,
for him.
no.
Because he
no.
hates it.
You should have told me that. I would have.
Oh, I just assumed you had already purchased said Skibidi toilet something or other. Yeah.
The whole time we were down there, we went to their Walmart like 3 times.
Yeah.
Not one baseball card.
That's disappointing. You were saying that the other day when I saw you.
It's almost like either if they stocked it,
Yeah.
it got blown out in a matter of hours.
Man. Bummer. Or
But-
they just don't bring them in. I don't know. Did they have a card section?
Yeah, they have one.
So they had like residual.
They had nothing. No
Yeah.
Pokemon, no
It was
Yu-Gi-Oh,
just
no
white.
baseball, football, basketball.
Wow.
That Skibidi toilet and some other stuff. But,
That's a shame.
shout out to Hainsey and your brother for stepping in and helping out.
Dude, I had a blast with those two.
Keeping the
week.
lounge going.
I had a complete blast with them. If we could find a way for the 4 of us to do all that together, I think it would be money.
I think it would be great.
Yeah.
But my worry is the space.
I mean, I made it work with 3 of us. I figure, at some point, if we ever add a second camera or, I figure out another layout in here, because we do have a little more room in here to maneuver
We
things
do.
around. Maybe we can make it work even bigger or better. I don't know. Sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit.
We're going places. We're doing things. We're going to be bigger than Pat McAfee.
I'm hoping.
I know. I'm ready for just to do this.
Well, there, not being here for 4 weeks, a lot has happened, and I don't want to go back and kind of.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers.
Regurgitate
I don't think you
stuff.
were here for Aaron Rodgers, or were you?
But that's the one thing I really wanted to talk to you about was the Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So the one question, and what's funny is I wore like everything in my closet is Steelers or Pirates.
Yeah.
And I
right
wear
now,
a lot of these T-shirts. I mean,
we're just, black and golden it up.
So first day down there, I had a guy stop me
Okay.
and ask me about the Rodgers thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Did
First
you tell
day.
him you had a podcast?
I did not.
You son of a bitch.
I was wearing the hat. Though.
No, your mom's a nice woman. You mother.
But I got stopped like 15 times.
Oh, Megan's not a mother. I can't call you that either.
Douchebag.
You douchebag. I feel better. Now go ahead.
I got stopped like 15 times when we were down there because I was wearing Pittsburgh stuff.
Sure.
And everybody asked me
Everywhere's a Pittsburgh town.
about the Rodgers deal.
Okay.
And the one guy asked me a question
Didn't tell any of those 15 people. Let's
No.
turn it into 33 Lounge.
No, I didn't.
Mother douchebag.
But I had the koozie, I had the hat, I advertised. Not that anybody saw it. But one of the guys asked me a question
know
that
where
really
that koozie
made
is.
me think.
Okay.
Because when you talk about a guy like Aaron Rodgers compared to a guy like Mason Rudolph,
Okay.
it should be a no-brainer. But
Yeah.
then he asked me, he's like, do you really feel that we are better off with Aaron Rodgers as opposed to Mason Rudolph or Will Howard? And I was like, wow, you know what? I honestly don't think we are.
Here's the thing. Yes, Aaron Rodgers has a body of work, right? But we're talking about the past here. We're talking about accolades that happened over the course of X number of years' career. I can't think right now of how long he's been in the league.
20 maybe?
But
17? I don't know.
It's
It's
got to
been a
be
while.
something like that.
Well, you came in when Favre was...
Yeah. You can't even imagine or think or feel that you're going to get that Aaron Rodgers. Even the Aaron Rodgers of 4 years ago, it's not going to be that guy. He has the Achilles. Obviously, last year it affected him. He did start to ball the second half of the season with the Jets. But I don't know how you can sit here and think, yes, we are better off with Aaron Rodgers.
This is his 20th season.
See, like I still feel in my heart of hearts that we're still going to look at a 9-8, 10-7 season. Now, if for some reason, some way, somehow, Aaron Rodgers is his old self from 5 years ago, great. Okay. But I'm still not going to feel like the Steelers made the right move, bringing him in at $10 million plus incentives if we win a playoff game, if we win an AFC championship, all that stuff. I don't see how that's the right decision, even if it works out and he balls out.
So I'm going to go about it a little bit different way.
Well, here's the other thing. Let me finish this. My concern is signed a 1-year deal, $10 million. He balls out. The Steelers are going to want to talk to him about, hey, how about one more go? And then what are we going to get? You know? And then you're delaying the thought of a Will Howard.
The development of
Correct.
a Will Howard or...
Right. But go ahead.
So, in thinking about this, because I knew I was going to bring this up today. I knew
Sure.
this is what I wanted to talk about.
And it's nice we are.
I kind of look at it in two facets of the game.
Okay.
When asked, are we better?
Mhm.
You know, and you stand, let's forget about the accolades, because obviously Mason doesn't have any. Let's forget about the MVPs, the Super Bowls, the career passing. You know, let's just forget about all that.
Yeah.
When you stand Rodgers and Mason together and you forget about the age and you just look at mindset, arm strength, you know, understanding the game, I think we're better off.
Oh,
Because
that's
I think,
a no-brainer.
Yeah, I think Rodgers is a student of the game. But then you also have to peel away that second layer, and you have to realize this guy's 40, 41.
Right. With a
We
repaired
Don't
Achilles.
have the greatest offensive line.
No.
So in looking at it from a perspective like that, you then ask yourself, why the hell, regardless
Mhm.
of accolades, yards, would you go out with an offensive line like this and sign the oldest, most immobile quarterback on the market?
Well, furthermore, it doesn't make sense to have a Mason Rudolph with that line. A Will Howard does make more sense.
But I would have been okay running with Rudolph.
I would have too. We said this.
But I think if you look at it in totality,
Mm-hmm.
I think this was not the right call
No.
for this team at this time.
Nope.
Like you said, 5 years ago, if you wanted to go out and make a trade for Rodgers, I don't think
yeah.
anybody in Pittsburgh would have argued. with
I
you.
would have probably been fired up.
But
if he
right-
would have been the guy right after Ben, probably would have been fired
Well,
up.
let's break this down. You got rid of Dan Moore,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now, we've been preaching that we need to move Broderick Jones back to the left side. But where
That grew on me.
hasn't Broderick Jones played in the pros yet?
The left side.
The left side.
I think he filled in here and there.
Here and there,
sparingly.
but I mean, now that's going to be his spot.
And let's
And
hope,
that's the blind side.
let's hope that's the guy that came out of Georgia.
Exactly. But
'Cause
right
if it
now,
is-
we don't know.
Hell yeah, brother.
We don't know.
No, we don't.
I never can pronounce this guy's name. Salomu? Who's the
The Polynesian fella.
Yes, left guard. He's solid.
Yeah.
We already know that Frazier is a motherfucker.
Yeah.
That dude was.
The hell.
You blew it in the first minute, but now you're going to go back to the right side of the line, and
Can I
we're
get
going
in
to
on one of these again?
have Fontenot coming back,
Yeah.
and he hasn't played yet.
No.
So now you got a guy on the left side who's never played left in the pros except for spot coverage. You got a guy who's essentially a rookie now
Right.
because he sat out his rookie season.
Right.
And you got McCormick, who still needs some work at right guard.
Yeah.
And your solution to all this is 41-year-old
Yeah.
with a bum wheel,
Yeah.
slow as shit.
Slow as shit. Slower than Russell Martin. I seen somebody put a side by side of Russell Martin on, this is Madden,
Yeah.
but running, I don't know, 30 yards to the end zone. And then,
You mean Russ Wilson?
did I say Russell Martin?
You did.
The Pirates are on. And then the same thing with Aaron Rodgers, and Russell Wilson beat him by like 7 yards to the end zone.
Now imagine if you did that side by side with Justin Fields.
Oh, yeah. He'd be like 15 yards ahead of all of them. Maybe more.
You know what I would have loved to come into this season with, and I'll be honest with you. I'd have loved to walk into this
That's
season.
tasty.
Is it good?
Yeah.
with Justin Fields, Mason Rudolph, and Will Howard.
Yeah. Oh, man. This isn't 0 either. Oh, you're sugaring me up.
Well,
Oh, no.
You're not supposed to have sugar with your shot?
No, I can have sugar. I'm just trying to stay away from it.
Well,
Ugh.
you can have it, so.
It.
But yeah, I think this is just a bad move at a bad time.
Yeah.
And not where the Steelers want to be, in my opinion. I think you got 12 picks next season.
Yeah, there's a lot. But what do you do? Because
Well, here's the thing: if you would have ran at if you would have ran Will Howard out there for rookie season,
Mhm.
right? Nobody's going to expect a Super Bowl.
No.
Okay, let's just get that.
you're going
out
to
of the
expect
way.
to see growth.
Yes,
Yes.
but you could also tell if this guy's going to have a future,
Mhm.
or if this guy's just a bust
And then that puts you in a position to know what you need to do
with
in the
your
draft.
12 picks.
Correct.
Now we have no idea. We have him setting like the world on fire in OTAs and minicamp.
Yeah.
31 to 38, 4 to 7 touchdowns, no picks.
We already know how his attitude is and how he is.
Oh,
as a
yeah.
person.
But if you don't put him on the field,
Yeah.
it's still an unknown.
Right.
So now you pigeonhole yourself for a draft that's going to happen in Pittsburgh
Mhm.
where you have 12 picks.
Yeah.
And it is going to be a better quarterback class than what came out this year.
I don't know.
So I just think the way we're steering this ship is directly towards an iceberg. And we're not even trying. I understand, the need for, they could have did a lot at the quarterback position.
Yeah.
All right. We waited for Rodgers and we let him dictate how this offseason went free agency wise for a lot of teams
Sure.
because we didn't chase anybody.
Yeah.
We were locked in on Rodgers from the get-go.
Right.
So all these free agents, once Russ and Fields didn't come back, they got to do whatever. We had no say in any of this
No.
because we pigeonholed ourselves on Rodgers and we waited literally the entire offseason for him.
Right.
So, I don't know. I just think this is going to be the year, and I hate to say it because I'm a diehard Steeler fan as much as I hate Tomlin, but I think this is the year we're sub 5.
I don't think. I still think we'll come in at
Well,
9 and 8.
listen. Not only are you unsure at quarterback because of Rodgers' injury, I mean, he hasn't been balls to the wall it took him a half a year to get going in New York.
Yeah, coming off that Achilles. Yeah.
We also have a young line. People moved around.
Yeah.
We also have a young backfield.
Which I'm excited for.
I mean, we both like Warren.
Yeah. And then the feller we got.
But
from
Warren was
Iowa.
a great change of pace back.
Yeah.
Can Warren be the guy?
I still feel like they're going to do it by committee. I think they're going to share time.
We'll see. We also are still scratching our heads over what? That we have been for 2 years.
Wide receiver.
Wide receiver too.
Yeah. Which,
So you're telling me with
Maybe
all
it's
these
Roman
question
Wilson.
marks, you think we're going to finish over 500?
correct.
Listen, what if TJ holds out?
He won't. They'll give him his deal.
I don't. I think you're right, but
Yeah.
let's just say he holds out for the year.
He won't.
Let's just say he
Well,
does.
I'm hearing you.
Is the defense up to the task of getting us to 500? Because if we're going to hit above 500, I think the defense is going to win us a couple games.
I mean,
But without TJ Watt, are you still comfortable we're going to go 500?
yes.
See, I'm not comfortable with 500 with TJ Watt.
No, I think they can.
I hope they can. I mean, I do.
I mean, obviously, at some point this summer, before as we near closer to the start of the NFL season, we will go through the schedule and give our predictions. But yeah, I feel if Cam Hayward plays the way he did last year, if Jack Sawyer can do what I think he can do as far as similar to TJ Watt and better at stopping the run than TJ Watt, Nick Hedberg stays Nick Hedberg stays healthy.
Herbig?
What did I say?
Hedberg?
Mitch Hedberg, great comedian, R.I.P. Then what's his name is back too? The guy we got from Washington, Holcomb. I mean, there's pieces.
He redid his contract to save us $5 million.
Right. There's pieces there that I think this defense can still.
Well, that dude's a beast.
Yes.
Holcomb's a beast.
Yes.
Him missing last year hurt us.
We brought in
Patrick Queen.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah, this offseason we brought in Marquise from the Ravens, played for Ohio State.
Yeah. No, not.
Yeah, he went to Ohio State. Was it Marquise something? We don't have a stat guy. But I think that's another good piece that we brought in. Is it Marquise?
It's not Marquise.
Malik
Harrison.
Yes. So I do. If somehow, some way TJ Watt holds out,
Sure, it's not Baron Browning.
No, it's not. I still feel like that defense is still a good, solid defense. And I think we got better at run stopping, bringing in Jack Sawyer. As good as TJ Watt has been, he's not as good at stopping the run as Jack Sawyer was in college. Obviously, we're basing this, well, I am, off of college, but TJ Watt's not terrible against the run, but he's not as good as Jack Sawyer is coming out of college. So
yeah, you're right. Malik Harrison. So I still feel like this team has enough to do 9-8, 10-7. I mean, think about what 3-4 years ago when Pittsburgh finished it. It looked bleak, man, and we counted on guys like Duck Hodges, and we still got there. I don't know. I don't know. I think we were more talented on offense when Duck was there than we are right now.
I don't know. But, I'm still going to watch. I'm still going to root.
I'm still going to root. Still a Steeler fan. And we know, regardless of the product you put out there, I mean, we've grown up with Groon. Yeah. We've grown up with the Pirates, so.
Yeah.
You're not going to get much worse.
No. We're still not Cleveland Brown fans, so.
Correct.
It's not getting that bad.
What are they going to do?
I don't know. That's a cluster in itself.
I mean, did they not paint themselves into a corner?
Did you see Sherrod Sanders got a speeding ticket for
101 in like a 35, 45, something like that?
Kudos to him. Yeah.
I mean, go big or go home,
I guess.
Yeah. I'm actually just kind of flip through our schedule here. I mean, I'm glad you're thinking that we're gonna finish 500.
We'll be fine. In fact, I'm gonna go as far as to say right now we're gonna win a playoff game.
I didn't bring my wellies.
It's getting deep.
Now, are you saying that because you're a homer, or are you backing yourself away and looking from the outside in and thinking the Steelers are going to win a playoff game?
No, I just think that this whole Aaron Rodgers contract is just going to get increasingly worse and giving more money through incentives. One of them being winning a playoff game. That's all.
So you think he's going to come in and be the gunslinger of old because he knows his incentives are wins based?
Yeah.
Well, let's hope he can get the ball off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he looked like he's swinging it pretty good in OTAs.
Yeah. There's no defensive line chasing you down. Listen, I say, okay, over under 25 sacks.
What?
You think he'll be sacked more or less than 30 times?
More than less than 30 times?
30 would be what, 2 a game? 34 would be 2 a game, right? 17?
Yeah.
34 would be 2 sacks a game. Let's go 34. Over, under.
Under.
I'm going over.
You really don't have faith in that line?
Not with somebody that slow.
I'm going under. I'm going to say it's going to be just under, but under.
I'm going over. So this will be our first Might want to write that down in the notebook if you know where it's at. I don't think you do. You're looking around like you don't.
It's right here. I don't think I have something to write with, though.
Well, there's pencils.
Yeah, with not sharpened.
Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, hell yeah.
So over under, I think we just.
The original pink notebook.
Yes. Legend.
Over, under.
34 sacks.
34 sacks. JR, under. Barely.
I'm going 42.
Nick. Over.
Actually, 44. I'm calling 44.
44. There.
Yes.
Throw it down for the next time when I can't find the notebook.
Well, we're going to be doing, a couple weeks, we're going to be doing we're going to go through the schedule.
Oh, okay. I mean, we can. I don't give a shit.
When's the game at Canton?
I don't know. August.
Oh, we got a while.
Yeah.
We got a while. So, all right. Well, that's really all I got for the Steelers. I just really wanted to get your take on.
Perfect.
Because the more I thought about it, the more I was like, you know what? I think you got to go about it two ways.
Mm-hmm.
If you take it as a whole, nobody thinks a 41-year-old
No.
who's slow
Right.
and coming off an Achilles heel
Yeah.
is going to lead a team to a Super Bowl.
No.
I'm sorry.
I don't think he's either.
I don't think he's not Tom Brady. Tom Brady did it with the Buccaneers. For the
Peyton Manning did it with
Peyton Manning.
with the
he's not in
plantar fasciitis. That guy couldn't move either. But Denver
well, he's
had
not. He's not in the
Denver
talks with those two.
Well, I'm just saying Denver had a line.
Yeah,
so
Denver had a line.
There's a difference there.
Well, for the longest time, how long did we say were the Patriots successful because of Brady or Belichick? Brady left, still won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Belichick stayed.
Yeah.
Struggled to make the playoffs.
Well, granted, that team was in shambles.
Well, he never made any better either.
I'm just saying,
So I think if you take one guy off the roster and you flip the script that much.
I mean, we also what Belichick did in Cleveland. Nothing.
Correct.
So I am excited to see what he does in UNC.
Yeah, he was on that coaching staff with Cowher.
Yeah, I am. And then the fact that he's going to run that program like an NFL team, I think that'll be interesting to see what that does to the scope, the land of college football as a whole.
Well, I think that's going to draw players to.
Oh, yeah, sure. 100%.
Whenever you have a guy that can prepare you for the NFL,
right,
like a Bill Belichick.
We don't have minor leagues in NFL.
No.
So, I mean, if you're doing that, then yeah.
They do. They do now.
Well, yeah, sort of.
It doesn't catch on.
No.
And this is kind of, I never understood that either.
No.
Like, you got all these players out there that are good enough to play.
All the other major sports have minor leagues.
Yeah.
Why doesn't the NFL?
They should.
I mean, they would make more money.
They should do it like, how do I want to say this? Because I don't. Is it, well, not, I know in baseball, single A teams have 2 MLB affiliates, correct? Am I right in saying that?
I don't know.
Well, I know for a long time Wheeling's hockey team had 2.
It was Montreal and the Penguins, but that's because ECHL didn't have enough teams. Now that I think they have enough teams to cover each NHL team, but it's weird still in ECHL because you'll have guys that are in Wheeling that they are a Pittsburgh prospect, but then you'll have guys that are there that aren't affiliated with a team, like they didn't get drafted or whatever that looks like. And then those guys get traded or borrowed by other teams. It's weird. But now that there's more teams in the ECHL, you don't really see that now. But I don't know about baseball. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, what my point being is, like, you could, this USL XFL merger,
Mm-hmm.
the XFL had one division,
Right.
USFL had the other division, play a playoff game, one from each league plays in the title,
Right.
which I believe they just had.
I have no idea.
But there was only 10 teams.
Something like that.
Very easily you could throw a little money into this league, give one team to, 2 teams per, USFL team or XFL team.
Right.
I mean, it's very easy. You could do this very easily. And it's a way to keep these athletes on the field in shape, ready to go in case something happens.
My other thought of this is, like, you think about the NFL draft. What, 6 rounds now? It used to be like 8
7.
or 9. Oh, 7. It used to be like 8 or 9, right?
It used to be like 14.
Well, whatever. All those guys that you see in the days after the draft that get signed
as undrafted free agents.
You could just run another draft. Obviously, it wouldn't have the pop and circumstances that.
Run it for that league,
and it'd be for that league.
That's
those
a
teams that
idea.
and those teams that were going to sign those guys undrafted would just draft them to their minor league team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that's a genius idea.
Thanks. I feel smart.
And then the Pro Bowl game can be the All-Star game.
Yeah,
for that league,
and make it make sense and make it make something big.
Let these guys show.
I want to see what Johnny Smith from Appalachian State can do, because
App State.
Yeah, since we draft him in the minor leagues, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
I think that would be monumental. Now with the NFL, you could still just say, "Oh, you're a first team All Pro." That's what you are.
Yeah.
There's no Pro Bowl anymore, but that's what you are.
There hasn't been a Pro Bowl for quite some time.
And then, like, all the guys that are going to play in the Super Bowl, they don't go. Like, you're a first team All Pro. We'll put it on Wikipedia. Congratulations.
I think we need to meet with Roger Goodell.
Yeah.
I think this is something that we could pass through the doors of the NFL and they could really latch on to.
Oh yeah, like a baby on a teat.
Well, it's a good idea. I mean, listen, every team has their practice squad, guys.
Sure.
But there's only 10 of them.
And those practice squad guys can now go play in the minor league.
Yes. There's a puppy at my feet.
Now the dog's here.
There's a puppy at my feet.
Thank Jesus the dog's here. Now there's a shirtless boy.
We're going to pause real quick.
Oh, you have to transition.
Yeah, we're going to transition and pause real quick. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
We're back. All right. Sorry about that quick pause. I had something to talk to Noah about. So speaking of like talking to Noah, I paused because the first day in Myrtle, I saw something and I texted you. I was like, I'm so buying this for Noah.
Yeah, Skibbity Toilet.
Skibbity Toilet.
Yeah.
Because I remember he would say that when he was on his Oculus or whatever.
Yeah.
In those videos he posts. Well, then you said he hates it, so I didn't get it.
Yeah, and I felt like it'd have been great if you would have got it for him, because he hates
I
it.
wish I would have now.
Because, I like screwing with that kid.
But while we were down there, I did get you something. I mean, I did and I didn't. So let me explain.
I have all I need in the world.
So a coworker of ours
I have a small penis. I have
fair,
a short attention span. Everything's small with me.
Okay.
Me, I'm getting kind of smaller.
Yeah, 38 down.
38 down that I know of.
My diet's foobarred. We'll get back into it next week.
We'll get there.
Well, I wanted to start this week, but I'm going to golf on Tuesday, and I figure if I hit the weights hard, I'm going to be sore.
You're going golfing Tuesday?
I haven't golfed in 2 years.
It's going to be 97 degrees.
We're going at 8 o'clock in the morning.
It's going to be 89 degrees.
I know. But I have the opportunity to go golf with my brother and my dad, and I haven't golfed. So
balls are going to stick to your leg.
It's going to be bad.
Is your brother going to wear some ridiculous ass sunglasses?
Well, I'm telling him right now he's not going to do one of those stupid videos on the golf course.
I love his like live and out there videos. He did one at the pickle thing, wearing a pickle hat.
I know. I saw a dill shirt.
Yeah.
He's a dill.
Yeah. Bigger social media presence than us.
Yes.
Yes.
But we were down there.
Degenerates, though, that don't have any money anymore.
Yeah.
Unless they're betting his bets.
Well, he hasn't done bad with his bets.
No. I should start watching a little more intently and more often.
So
I haven't bet in a long time now.
Me either. I don't bet anything but college football.
All right. Anyways, you're in Myrtle.
Well, I brought something back for a coworker of ours.
Yes.
'cause she's been wanting to try that Dubai chocolate bar.
Dubai chocolate. Expensive.
Then I kind of felt bad. And I was like, well, I'll give JR one of these hats.
Yeah.
And the story behind the hats is like we went down, we were at Broadway and the beach. I didn't see anything I liked.
Whatever the hell that is.
It's kind of like I don't know. It's a bunch of shops like Tanger, but then you add like a bunch of restaurants and some carnival rides. And
Oh, okay. So it's like a boardwalk kind of, but
Yeah.
without the boardwalk.
it's got a giant pond in the middle and they do these boat races and stuff.
Oh,
And
wow. Anybody ever die?
I don't know.
I hope so.
Would you feed carp and anyways.
I don't
The
really
second
hope so.
time we went back, I went to the same store, and when I was looking at the hats, I noticed there's some different hats the
Yeah.
deeper back on the shelf.
Yeah.
So I ended up coming out of there with 4.
Mustache rides, 25 cents.
Yes.
Nice.
Must be this tall to ride this ride. you
Yeah.
know. Yeah, stuff like that.
Nice.
Do you have any Italian in you? You want some?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll break for pussy.
Any pussy. Wow, we should have really beeped that out. But anyways,
Ain't nobody listening anymore. We're 37 minutes in.
well, then we get home and Megan's going to Robinson and she starts sending me pictures of hats.
Oh, thank God it was hats.
I'm like, babe, I just bought 4.
Right.
I'm only replacing 2.
I
so
have one head. Wow.
Yeah. So she brings me home 2. Now I got like 10 pirate hats.
Nice.
Brand new. Technically I did buy it at Myrtle and I'm going to give it to you. So it is a gift from Myrtle, but I
You
didn't
don't
bring
have
it
to do
today.
that.
But it's the City Connect fitted hat.
Which I enjoy that jersey. You have one, right?
I have 2.
Oh, you have 2.
Yeah, I have, who did I buy? Clemente and
Reynolds.
Reynolds.
Yeah. It's got the Y on there for the 3, but we know it's 4 rivers
Okay, yeah.
in the background. That's
But so I'll bring that next week.
words for eating at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What he said. He said it, I didn't. Dine at the Y.
Yeah. But thank you. That's
So
exciting.
I'll bring that for you next week.
But it's not a flat bill.
I don't buy those.
I now have a hat on after the pause.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is 20. Let's say 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Postseason.
2015 postseason hat. Busted it out. 10-year-old hat. I love hats, so I appreciate that.
I do too. I have a lot.
Yeah.
But the one pirate hat I wear golfing. So it's just beyond.
Oh, it's gonna get worse Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring a couple bandanas to kind of pat myself down.
Yeah, you probably should.
I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna. I don't know. We may only play 9. I might not survive 18.
Okay. Well, you're back from the beaches of Myrtle,
I am.
and with that, I'm going to give you the top 10 list of scary and unsettling facts about Myrtle Beach.
Oh, I got one.
Oh, you have one?
I have one.
Do you want to see if it's on my list? And if it's not
Sure.
at the end,
Go ahead.
we'll divulge.
Divulge. Yeah.
We'll get into
Yeah,
it.
we'll talk about what I have.
So, number 10, tourists who vanished. Every few years, tourists mysteriously go missing, never to be found. Some vanish while swimming, others while walking alone late at night. Local police often blame riptides or wandering, but families believe there's something more sinister.
Sex trafficking.
Number 9, hotel whores, not with a W. Numerous visitors have reported paranormal activity in Myrtle Beach hotels. Cold spots, flickering lights, furniture moving. A few guests at oceanfront hotels even claim to see a man with no face standing at the end of their bed. Number 8, a mafia murder playground. In the 70s and 80s, Myrtle Beach was allegedly a dumping ground for organized crime hits from the north. Some old school locals say bodies were buried in undeveloped areas along the coast, never found. Number 7, the fire of 1906 that erased the original town. Myrtle Beach was almost wiped off the map before it came a tourist destination. In 1906, a huge fire destroyed much of the early settlement. Many believed it was started deliberately to claim insurance or hide a crime. Mafia. Number 6, gators in the neighborhood. It's not unusual to find a 10-foot alligator chilling in the backyards, golf courses, or even parking lots. In 2016, a tourist filmed one casually walking across a resort pool area like he booked a room. Okay, whatever. Number 5, the ghost of Alice Flagg with 2 G's. A local legend says the ghost of Alice Flagg, a 19th century woman forbidden to marry her true love, which was her brother. That's not in there. Haunts nearby Murrells Inlet. Is that anywhere near you or?
It's 30 minutes south.
Okay. She's often spotted searching for a lost engagement ring, barefoot, in a white dress. It's always a white dress, floating across the marsh. Number 4, sinkholes are real. Due to soft limestone underground, sinkholes have randomly opened up in and around Myrtle Beach. In 2018, one swallowed part of a parking lot near the beach. No injuries, but it freaked out everybody. Number 3, bodies in the marsh. The swamps and marshes near Myrtle Beach have been known to hide bodies, literally. Over the years, decomposed remains have been found in the intercoastal waterway and marshlands, linked to everything from drownings to homicides. Mafia. Number 2, shark attacks are more common than you think. Myrtle Beach consistently ranks among the top U.S. beaches for shark attacks, and I think last year the things were on the up. While not often fatal, the number of bites reported each summer, especially near piers, is enough to make you reconsider the night swim. Number 1, the Haunted Pavilion legend. The Myrtle Beach Pavilion, once beloved amusement park, was rumored to be haunted, especially around the old carousel and arcade. After it closed in 2006, some say strange sounds and ghostly figures were still seen roaming the area where it once stood. And that is the top 10 scary and unsettling facts about the beaches of Myrtle.
So mine kind of goes along with 2 of yours.
Oh, I love it.
So the week prior to us going down, I may actually have been 4 days.
Your cat died.
That's not funny.
I wasn't making a joke. I'm just saying.
Last year we were down there. I downloaded Oceanscape, I think it's called.
Oceanscape. Oh, it's like tracking the sharks.
Yeah.
We talked about this last year.
About 5 days before we went down, the largest shark ever tagged by this company was like 4 miles off.
This year?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So right before we went down there, it surfaced 4 miles off the coast.
Oh, God.
And the shark is, it's called, I think, Ulysses.
Is it a great white?
Yes.
Oh, that's fun. It was near where you were in Myrtle?
It was right off the coast of Myrtle.
Ooh.
Contender.
That's the name?
It's the name of the shark.
Contender.
14 feet long.
That's a big one.
1,700 pounds.
We're going to need a bigger boat. That's some.
So he's right off the coast of Myrtle right before we went down there.
I think that's not really even truly the line. I think that line is misspoken.
You know what was on while we were down there?
Jaws.
Jaws was on.
Well, it's like the 50th anniversary of Jaws, I think.
Is that why?
Yeah,
I was like, why the hell is Jaws played nonstop?
I'm pretty sure this is the 50th anniversary of Jaws, the first movie.
Have you ever seen the movie Master of Disguisey?
I'm a turtle.
Turtle?
Yeah.
So
not
he does.
Turtly enough for the Turtle Club.
He does that little spot where he's in the pond.
I truly
Two men
don't
entered the water.
Yeah.
1 man left the water. Stop becoming another person. Stop becoming another person.
That movie came out when I worked at the movie theater.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, it's dumb.
All right. Yeah. Well, I appreciate the 10. Thank you for sharing that after I got back. I saw no paranormal activity.
That's good.
So that's always a good thing.
Yeah, that's always
But we are going back in October.
Oh, you are definitely now.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, I reserved a new room. I got a 3-bedroom. So
Let's hope you don't see any hurricanes.
if we do, we do.
Are you going to leave or ride it out?
Probably right.
Because I heard some of them hurricane parties are wild.
Well, I mean, I'm
You
going.
show up with this Jack Daniels variety pack, you might be the hero. Although 6 drinks don't go very far.
Well, that cherry is very good.
I know it's delicious, isn't it?
Ooh,
The vanilla grew on me.
I didn't like the vanilla.
I didn't either, but it was drinkable.
That is dangerous.
Yeah, that's delicious.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No, we didn't do the cheers.
Mm-mm.
We used to open the show with one of these.
Yeah.
Every week.
Every
we made
week.
it a point.
Yeah.
You were telling me about something with your cards. It may get worse, you
yeah.
said. And
Yeah.
we'll talk about it on the podcast. No time like the present.
Okay. So, last Thursday, I had to go up to the Pittsburgh area to get Noah's cast cut off.
Yes.
He now has a exo brace on that they had to mold to his arm, but it's removable. He has to wear it for 2 weeks straight like a cast. Can't take it off, really. He can swim in it and stuff. That was the whole basis behind it. Get him out of the cast a little early. But because the fracture goes into his growth plate near his wrist there, they want to make sure it's still secure. It is healing. It does look good. But they put him in that thing to have more support since he doesn't have a cast now. But he's able to go swim, and he's done that 2 days in a row now. He has done water things, and he feels more alive than ever. But while we were doing that, we headed up early, went to the Robinson Mall. I wanted to check out the vending machine of cards, which the cards in there are marked up. Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
A blaster box, which is usually
How many vending machines they have? Just that one
that
outside
I know of,
Dick's?
Dick's, yeah. One that I know. One that I know of. But the blaster boxes are like $28, $29 a box, right? In that thing, it's like $36.
Yeah, they're pricey.
But we already had decided we were going to go to a card shop. Now, there's a card shop right down the road on 60 there, right outside of Robinson, called Sports Cards, etc. And it's been there for years.
Yeah, I heard,
and I've been by it 100 times, and I've never have stopped there. Of course, I got out of the card collecting after my youth, and now that Noah and I have been back into it for like a year and a half now.
Dragged me back into it.
Yeah, I didn't. Nope, you did that to yourself. Anyways, we decided to stop there, and Father's Day was just recently, right?
So that Sunday,
Yeah, the 15th, whatever day it was.
day before we left.
My wife and kids could not remember when Father's Day was. Had a discussion with me, asking me. I'm like, well, it's this coming Sunday. Well, we didn't get you anything. So I actually went into my Amazon cart and I purchased a sunshade for my Jeep for when you take off the Freedom panels so I don't burn my old bald head, right? Or if you're wearing a hat, it doesn't fly out of the roof, right?
Gotcha.
So bought that, and then so we went to this card shop and we're looking at cards, and there's some cool stuff in there. There's cards from 1915. Now they were like $3,000, $1,500, like expensive. I don't know who those guys were. Obviously they're dead, but there was Bob Clemente cards or Roberto Clemente cards. There was Bill Mazeroski cards. There was the Bill Mazeroski rookie card that I have already.
But better condition.
It wasn't better condition, but it wasn't graded. They wanted $150 for it. I did not pay that for mine. There was a lot of cool stuff there. So we picked some single packs out of some of the hobby boxes that were open for you to buy singles out of. Noah got a Anthony Volpe rookie card that we didn't have, a holiday version. A couple Aaron Judge cards that he thought were cool. And
That's good.
And then I was still looking around, and Noah and Jamie honed in on this case. And they're looking in there, and that's where the Bill Mazeroski card was, whatever. I'm a big Bill Mazeroski fan. He's a local guy.
Mass.
Love him. I have an autograph 8x10 of him rounding the bases coming to home from the 1960 World Series after he hit the home run shot that killed the Yankees. It's cool. My brother got it for me. Awesome. That was one of the coolest Christmas gifts I ever got. Last year, I might have...
Hold up.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Well, yeah,
Hold up,
Paul
hold up.
Skeens, I get
Hold
it.
up.
Oh, God.
Hold
Here we
up. I
go.
want to ask.
I just offended you.
No, I just want to know where it ranks, where the Skeens jersey ranks compared to the Mazeroski photo.
1A, 1B.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
Okay. But
I would have been a little upset if you'd be like, Maz is 1 and the Skeens jersey's 11.
I'll put them together, brother. I think last year, Father's Day, my wife and kids got me a Bill Mazeroski, Allen Gittner autograph card. But it's one of the mini cards with the border. They bought it at one of the Comic-Cons they went to. Pretty cool. So I have 2 Bill Mazeroski autographs. So I come up on them, they're in the case, and they're looking at all these cards, and they're whispering to one another. And I'm like, are you guys talking about that Bill Mazeroski autograph card? It was a $100 card. And I said, I have what I just said, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said, I was actually thinking about getting one of these hobby boxes, which $150 and change for a 2025 Heritage hobby box. Because I like Heritage. Heritage, you're guaranteed an auto or a relic.
Relic, yeah.
And their autos and Heritage are cool because they're mostly Hall of Famers or big-time veterans or huge prospects.
And aren't they on card?
Most of them are on card, yes, correct. And I believe all of them are. So if you pull an auto and Heritage, like it's a doozy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like we pulled a Hall of Famer for the Yankees. I can't think of his name, but he's a pitcher from the 70s. Ron, something with a G.
Gutierrez?
Something like that. But it's not
Guzman.
Goodery or something. I don't know. And we pulled a guy that's in the Hall of Fame for St. Louis Cardinals, too, from like the 70s, 60s. My dad knew who he was. I didn't. But anyways, so I thought, let's get one of those. And there was 2 boxes left, right? And the guy that owns the establishment was like, which box do you want? You know, and I do the same thing, and I know you do too. Like, you're like, oh, there's 4 boxes here. Do I take the one in the front? Do I take the one in the back? One in the middle? Whatever, you know? And I said to him, I trust you. Grab whichever one. You know, I don't care. So he first grabbed the first one, and then he put it back and grabbed the second one. We brought it home. We opened it. We pulled a $3 relic. That was the hit. We did pull a $10 card of James Wood that was a short print hollow foil, but it was frustrating, right? No, it was very frustrating. I still had fun. It is fun ripping packs, right?
Yeah, that's the
fun of it all. So, anyways, fast forward, we go to Bridgeville and we go to the sports medicine doctor, and we had already decided after we got out of there in Bridgeville, there was another card shop. We were going to go there after and then go eat, blah, blah, blah. Well, it turns out the card shop we went to in Bridgeville is seemingly closed. Whatever. But while we're waiting on the doctor to come in and talk about his x-ray and talk about his arm and what the next steps were, my wife brings up card shop. You know, you should open a card shop. I think if you opened one in Weirton, it would kill. Now, we were just previously at Weirton the day before, and, you know, they're building up that whole area, right?
yeah.
And outside the Walmart, out from it, from the parking lot, there's a whole nother row of buildings for new tenants. And I get where she's going. And she's like, you would make a killing. Well, there's a lot to that, right? There's brick and mortar. You got to pay for utilities. You got to pay for rent, all that stuff. If you have a place like that, you're probably going to have to employ somebody to run it for you, because obviously I work full time at a job. I'm there 50 hours a week. There's no way I can't be there, right? You know, Jamie works a full-time job and my kids are kids. So, but she said, maybe you should start selling online. And I thought, well, that's not a bad idea, because if you do that, you only have to pay a fee to whatever entity you're selling through. So if it's eBay or Whatnot or Collects or whoever, they're getting a piece of the pie. Understandable. But that's not utilities. That's not rent. That's way cheaper, right? So, but then you're also paying for shipping and postage and all that stuff too, unless you make it part of the deal with the sell. But so I think we're gonna go ahead and start selling online. Now, I already have a plethora of commons. I have a plethora of some hits. I started talking seriously to Noah about, hey, we really need to decide who it is we want to collect, what it is we want to collect, however that looks, and then start selling the things that we don't want. So, like, for instance, just the other day, we opened a hobby box, which hobby boxes are, or no, excuse me, a hanger box. $13-15, right?
But you can get some good hits out of them.
You can. And we did. We opened one, Top Series 1 2025, that I bought for Easter gift. Sat there for months and months and months in my house. And turns out we open this thing and we pull a $35 Manny Machado camo border card, numbered to 25. We scored number 25, which would probably bring more than $35. And then later we pull a dual auto, dual relic, obviously autographed. I said dual auto, Xander Bogaerts and Luis Arraez card, right? Seen it on eBay. It went for $150. Somebody sold one of these. Now it's numbered to 25. We have number 3. This is a card that in my brain, I don't want to keep. I don't care about Xander Bogaerts. Yeah. I don't care about Luis Arraez. I could sell this. And then all of a sudden I can buy a hobby box. And then maybe we pull an auto Paul Skeens or something bigger or whatever that looks like. So I think we're going to start selling online. Obviously, we have a collection that we can start parting ways with. I already bought these baggies that are black that I can make mystery bags of, and I can sell those. But I'm going to take it a step further, and this is where it's going to get worse. I have actively already emailed the gentleman that owns or the gentleman that runs this email address for Sports Card, etc., asking for information on what do I got to do to start being a seller. Want to start online. I don't want to do a brick and mortar. Maybe it'll work to that. What do I got to do to get a vendor's license and start buying wholesale? And that's where it's going to get worse. Because then that's where you're looking at, I'm buying a whole case.
Yes.
Of something.
Yes.
That the degenerate in me is going to want to crack open.
Yes.
And rip open these boxes, because I don't know if you know this, but every case has a case hit. So there's one card in one of those boxes of that case that is huge. Mm-hmm. And it's in there.
Yeah. Well, we saw how they were selling cases at a time when the Skeens 101 was out there.
I mean, you still can buy them at cases.
Yeah, you can, but they were going for a pretty penny.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So that's where it's going to get worse. If I'm able to figure out a way to, whatever that looks like, get into a small business loan, an LLC, small business grant, buy some cases, some cards, and then just start selling. Now, I am going to rip some packs.
Here's my question, though. I would take this a different route.
Okay. I'm willing to listen. Because
why would you go through anybody else?
What do you mean?
Why wouldn't you just start your own website?
Well, I mean, I guess you could, and then you're not paying anybody a fee.
Just sell from your own website.
But you're going to pay for that website.
Probably less than you would
maybe
give up for per card.
This is all in the infancies in my brain.
I know, but I want you to think about it. Let's just say you sell 1,000 cards a month. right?
Okay.
$5 a piece. It's $5,000.
Yeah.
There's no way paying your own website's like $40 a month.
Maybe. I don't know.
40, $50 a month is what it was.
Yeah.
What if they asked for like 3%?
Okay.
That's 30 per thousand. That's $150 for 5,000 in sales.
Yeah.
Whereas you're paying 30, 40 for your website.
Yeah. I don't know. So I start vacation. Well, technically I'm on it now.
I would look into opening your own or doing your own web page.
Maybe, but you don't have as much out there. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, we've been doing this podcast thing for a year and a half, and we're where we're at now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, if you get on a eBay or a Collex or a whatnot, it's already out there.
Yeah, I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
So then that might be worth the money and without, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. I understand. You already have millions upon millions looking at your product.
Sure. So I don't know, maybe this will evolve into live breaks. I don't know if I'll ever do that because I don't have the hands for that. I'm not a hand model, but that'd be cool to do because that alone, the live break thing and people paying in for the breaks
is insane.
Yeah, it's insane. And you're going to make so much money off of that. It's stupid because you could open a hobby box of Heritage 2025 and your hit is that $3 Ozzy Albies bat card. And you're like, well, that sucked, but it doesn't suck for me because all you suckers just paid into this break for $20 a head. And there was, 30.
That's a gamble on its own. When
30 of you, and I just made $600 minus the $150. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then there's also a chance that you're gonna crack open and get the case hit.
Yeah,
and lose.
You pull that 101 Paul Skeens auto relic card, and you're like, son of a bitch. I get it, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna investigate into this during my vacation. Obviously,
which you started today.
Yeah,
right?
Which I started technically today at 8:00. Yeah, I just think, I started a hobby a few years ago with making Bluetooth speakers, which was fun. I enjoyed doing it, but I got away from it. I don't really, other than this podcast, I don't really have a hobby other than now I'm collecting cards. But why not try to make money out of it instead of just spending money into it? You know what I mean? And then maybe eventually this turns into my 5-year plan, which is now like 4 years and 3 months. and I open a brick and mortar but if I do that, then I have to completely jump. I can't work a full-time 50-hour-a-week job and do that at the same time. So I'd have to completely jump into it, which is scary. I do have 2 individuals in my life, my brother-in-law and father-in-law, that have a small business and they do well. Obviously, I have some people I can pick their brains on how that looks, and I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
for me, it would be all, well, we're in different boats though. Like I would benefits, stuff like that. Yeah. It's very expensive when you don't get them through your job.
Right. Yeah, I don't have that problem.
Yeah, you don't have that problem.
Yeah.
So
I ride the Mrs. Coattails.
For me, it'd be a little different story.
Sure. I would gainfully employ you, though.
Yeah, I'd help you out on my off days.
So I've thought about because there's Kickstarter. You ever heard of that Kickstarter?
Yeah.
And I thought about, well, maybe I can say there's tiers of giving so I can get this started. And if you give $100 or more, and I get the first 100 people that do that, you get a lifetime discount. So anything you buy, you get X percentage off. You know what I mean? Like, I've thought about these things. So I'm going to dig into this while I'm off and try to really figure out how I can make this work.
Well, there's also a lot of stuff with a brick and mortar store you can do that you can't do.
Oh, yeah. You could have...
Like one of the guys I follow has a shop and he has one of those like jewelry rotating wheel things.
Oh yeah. You talked about this.
He puts 100 cards in there,
Right.
and there's a couple big hits, but you buy numbered poker chips.
Yeah.
3 for $25. And whatever number you pull, you get the card associated with that number.
Right.
So there's stuff like that you can do. Like you said, mystery packs.
Right.
So there's a lot you can do with a brick and mortar.
Yeah, you can have events.
You could.
And the thing around here though is like there's nobody selling sports cards other than retail.
No.
So there is that Galaxy Games out there in Wintersville. They have Pokemon and Magic and things like that. And I'm not saying I wouldn't sell that because I would, but that would be in a setting of a brick and mortar that I would.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You can even do live shows from your brick and mortar store.
Yeah. So while we were at that card shop, there was a gentleman there that had already been there and already bought some things and ripped them while he was there. But when we got there, he was talking back and forth with the owner, and he bought 5 more boxes of, I don't know what NFL cards they were, but they're NFL cards. And then he bought them. He spent like $200, $250, bought these mega boxes, and then he went and sat over at a table, and then he started to open. And the owner immediately went over with him to like see what he was going to get. He pulled autos. I think he pulled an Anthony Richardson auto. He pulled relics. And dude, I love ripping cards. I know, unfortunately, I got you back into it, and you like ripping cards. I love watching people rip cards on YouTube.
I do too.
To sit there in your store, somebody just purchased something from you and watch what they pull has to be a euphoric feeling.
Well, not just that. Like you could ask him, hey, can I film these?
Right.
And then post the big hits to your.
And I've seen that done. I've seen guys pulling stuff at card shops and
here's
everybody's fired up.
Here's the one thing I would like. I think that something around here would be hard to do. It's like if you're a vendor and you're buying stuff, like you'd have to find the cutoff because Panini sells these packs.
Yeah.
Like one or one, it's a 1-pack deal. It's like a $3,000 box, but you get like these. There's like 6 cards, and they're all autographs, and they're all relics, and they're all.
That's
but it's a risk, and you see these people buy these like crazy and rip them at the store, and But where we live,
I realize that people aren't going to buy that.
Yeah, it would take you.
I would keep it simple.
Yeah, you'd have to like start with the basics,
right,
and ramp it up a little bit, see how sales go,
right,
and then ramp it up and find where you're cut because there's nobody around here buying $3,000 or $4,000 boxes of.
No, and I have a lot of pretty sweet autographed stuff that I would probably put on display there. Probably open to sell if somebody wanted to give me an offer. But
that's mine before you do anything.
Oh, I'm not taking that. I have other stuff. Like that Pete Rose autograph I have, Jaromir Jagr.
That Skeens jersey would be nice behind the counter.
I wouldn't sell that.
But it'd look nice behind the counter?
It would look nice behind the counter. So would that game used ball from his first game.
Where'd you get that at?
I bought that off of Fanatics. It's up there, hanging. A little piece of game ball.
Oh, it's a piece.
Yeah, but still, it's a piece. There's only 4 and 12 of those. I have one. But, but then the other, other than watching people rip packs is, hey, we're going to talk about sports.
Yeah.
We're going to shoot the shit. Kind of like with 15 people coming up to you in Myrtle Beach just because you have a Steelers shirt on. You know what I mean?
See, I can already imagine this. You're in your shop. You're doing business.
Yeah.
I'm in the corner doing an episode of the 33 Lounge with guest host Hainsey or your brother. You get a big pool.
Yeah.
Bring them live on air. We're going to interview them. How's it feel?
Yeah.
Give a shout out where you're at.
I don't know, but
that's awesome.
I'm gonna look into this.
Well, we've been talking about this for how long? So if you're gonna take the leap, you're gonna do it.
Yeah,
I'm not ready to do it.
But I appreciate my wife for
She encourages you. She wants you to follow your dreams.
Encouraging, pushing me, whatever that looks like. I don't know.
It's called love, guy.
Yeah, it's called love. But I don't know. She used Chat GTP and was like putting in like for names of the establishment. I want to say the one that we felt like was the best was the Dugout Lounge. I think that's what it was called. I don't remember. I'll have to look. But I don't know.
Dude, get your beer license and call it Spencer Sports and Spuds or Suds.
I always wanted to sell hot dogs, so I asked her, "Can I sell hot dogs there?" She goes, "If you get a food license." I'm like,
yeah, you got it. Yeah,
hell yeah.
Get one of those like New York City hot dog carts.
Yeah, I love
park it outside.
You know, cart.
Spencer Sports and Suds.
Yeah, slabs and wieners. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna look in this heavily while I'm off this week, and see what I can learn, see what I need to do. I don't know. But I say all this, but we're also like actively looking at houses,
yeah,
to move. You know, create more debt in my life. But
well, okay, so you also got to think of equity in this house, though.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't look at vehicles or homes as debt. I look at them as investments.
No, I get it.
Because, the longer you have them, the more you pay them off, the more equity you build.
Sure.
Cars are a little bit different because they depreciate.
Right.
But there's always a value in a 2-3 bedroom home.
Sure.
Especially with an attached 2-car garage.
Right.
Possibly a 3-car garage, how you look at it.
Yeah. Where we
laundry room, rec room finished, kitchen finished, bathroom, 2 bath. Is this 3 bed?
3 bed, 2 baths.
I'm plugging you.
Yeah. If anybody's looking for a house, 1, 2, 3 Mary.
But yeah, I mean, it would be. Yeah, you're going to have a lot of equity in this because you've lived here a while.
Almost 17 years.
There you go.
This August.
So you'll have equity in this.
Great.
Now my house, I have a lot of equity in because I bought it on the super low end.
I did too. This was a bankruptcy.
Well, have you ever gone into
foreclosure?
Ever gone into the Realtor app? You can claim your home and it gives you the market value based on square footage.
Does it?
Yeah. So at the bottom of the app, you're going to see my home. You claim your home.
Oh, I don't have that app. I have Zillow and Homes.
Oh, no. Go to Realtor. Yeah, it'll give you a fairly accurate estimate on like what your home's value is based off of based off of square footage. Now, if you've done updates to the home, obviously, your value goes up, and you can put those in there.
Yeah. I used to have this app. I don't know.
Well, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. What?
How we'll see how your research goes when we come back next Sunday.
Wow.
Or Monday or whenever.
Yeah, I'm off.
Yeah, you're off.
Yeah.
When do you go back?
Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll be done. We'll have this recorded before next Wednesday. So, all right. Anything else you want to share with the world from the lounge?
No, I think that's it. Yeah.
Well, we're pulling for you, guy. I hope you can figure it out over the next couple of days and you get a nice start.
Thanks. What?
You just.
I gotta sign in.
Well, I signed in. I created an account there.
Yeah. Oh, buy a home, sell a home. Where are you current? What?
Man, this could have waited till we were done.
I gotta. What?
Anyways, it's great to be back in the lounge. I missed you fuckers for 4 weeks. I did really I felt like I wasn't myself not doing this.
Yeah.
We talked a lot about. Yeah, see?
That's a lot of money.
You already claimed your home?
I clicked home and it was like, bam, 125,000. Son?
I think mine is up to 147, Well, let's take
It's
a
up
look.
$70,000 since last sold. 'Cause I only paid $55,000.
Well, that's like me. Let's see where mine's at.
That means I can buy a $300,000 home, sell this home for $125,000, and then I'm
140.
kind
Up
of in my wheelhouse.
So
One what?
140.
140. Oh man, yours higher than mine.
A lot of mine has to do with neighborhood.
Yeah, fair. You're not in Mingo.
No, and where I live in Wintersville is highly sought after.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think
is.
the last time a house sold, it was similar to mine. Mine's only 2-bedroom. 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It sold for like 45 over asking.
Wow.
So,
What fun.
but I like where I live too. And that's the thing. Like, I've been looking at houses because I want a 3rd bedroom, even though I don't need one.
Right.
But I want a 2-car garage.
Yeah.
I want flat land.
Yeah.
So I've always been looking just to see what's out there because I know I can make a good amount on the house I have.
Sure.
But you gamble with the area.
Right.
Like, you never know. Is that going to be a good neighborhood? Am I going to have good neighbors? Like,
Right.
I have the best neighbors right now.
Right.
And I know my neighborhood. I know well, I wouldn't say a lot. I know some people in my neighborhood from before I moved there. And I like the area. And if Janimore's ever opened back up, it'd be key.
Sure.
It would raise my property value
Yeah.
$15,000.
Right. I can walk to Janimore's.
But I really like where I live, and it's a decision that is hard to come by when you like where you live and
Sure.
to leave.
Right. I just want land. I
Yeah.
want to be able to just enjoy land. I would never go camping again. Like, we would just, eventually I would just build some kind of cabin out in the woods I can hunt out of, and we can go hang out in, and, you know, I don't know. Big dreams.
Maybe that's what we should call this.
What?
This episode should be called Big Dream.
Big dreams.
Well, with that, I'm going to go home and go to bed and have big dreams.
Yeah.
I think this is where we shall say goodbye.
Yeah. I totally forgot
but-
how this looked last week
Why?
when we were doing the outro with Hainsey and my brother. I was like, I don't know. You say something about thanking people. I don't know. You
As
say
always,
peace.
we love you.
Is that what it is? As always, we love you.
Thank you guys for joining us. As always,
Us.
we love you.
We love you. Oh, we're ending?
No, I'm just saying that's how the ending
okay.
goes.
All right.
I mean, listen, Hainsey's got his own.
Does he?
Jason's got his own. That's
well, yeah,
been ours.
we do this.
Mike Lang.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Dude said the funniest thing I ever heard on a hockey broadcast ever.
What's that?
Well, me and my buddy Jesse, when we would watch the game, we'd mute the TV
Yeah,
and we'd put Lang on.
yeah.
Uh,
And there's
I-
a delay.
yeah, there's a little delay.
Yeah.
Somebody scored and he said, "Get your dog off my lawn."
Oh yeah, that's one of his.
That's one of his big ones. but
yeah,
Shave my face with a rusty razor.
yeah. Good old Mike Lang sitting right here with us.
R.I.P.
Yeah, slap me silly.
The
Sydney.
GOAT,
Yeah,
I think,
100%.
hockey broadcasting.
Maybe all broadcasting. I don't give a shit about Marv Alberts.
Well,
I don't give a shit
listen,
about
he would be
Bob
up there
Uecker.
with like Harry Carey in my eyes.
Harry Carey's a fucking drunk. Well,
That's what made him great.
yeah, I mean, Mike Lang liked the Souths too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll be back next week.
Yeah, I think also we could call this episode the episode we brought the fuck back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck.
Fuck.
Brought
it back. Yeah, we didn't have to be quiet because there's nobody sleeping above
Yeah,
us.
it's fucking summer break.
That's right, motherfucker.
There's no fucking school.
No fucking school. We don't give two fucks. We're drinking Jack Daniels, motherfucker. I don't know. It's off the rails. This is
Yeah.
empty.
You're a douchebag.
Well, this is also the first time I drank in probably a month.
That's right. And I've had a lot of sugar tonight. You fucking asshole.
Well, I bought that about a month ago.
Did you really?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just never cracked it open. I wanted
Nice.
to try the vanilla and cherry.
And here we
Obviously, we know what the regular one
are. Yeah.
is like.
Yeah.
But
Any oozle.
Yeah, to the Spanish voice in my head throwing up the
Fuck you,
sign
puto.
language. Wish I could understand you.
Fuck you, puto.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sign that for him.
Yeah.
You think sign language is different in Spanish? Okay.
Yeah, it's fuck you with like an accent. I don't know.
All right.
Fuck.
Well, we'll be back next week. A couple weeks, we'll get into the schedule. We'll dive into our normal routine. Now that you're on vacation, though, maybe tomorrow after I cut grass, we can go see one certain Clancy.
I got a lot going on tomorrow.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you do.
Yeah.
We really need to like get our promise to our people.
Our relatives?
No, not all of them.
Oh, fuck. Before we go.
Fuck.
You know what? I was in Robinson Mall Thursday. You know who I saw?
Yeah.
Jay Monroe.
Jay Mother
Fucking Monroe.
Monroe.
I saw him.
That motherfucking Raiders fan.
He was in full Paul Blart gear. Just keeping the mall safe.
Yeah. All 17 attendees.
He's come. No, there was a lot of people there.
Yeah.
He was coming the other way. And I went, Jay Monroe. We locked eyes. He come over to me. And I said, how are you doing? And he said, I'm doing good. How are you? And we talked for a moment. And then he goes, how much weight have you lost? And I said, well, at this point that I know of, 34 pounds. 35 pounds. Now it's 38. And he said, you lost a lot of weight. Go eat some Chick-fil-A. That was Jay's words of wisdom. And you know what I should have done when we ended that
Does he still do the Grease show?
I don't think he does. But you know what I should have done when we ended that conversation? I should have looked him dead in the eye, shook his hand, and said, fuck the Raiders.
Fuck the Raiders.
Yeah.
Well, let's just look.
But it was nice seeing him. It's the first time I've seen him in quite a while. It's months and months. Obviously, at least 38 pounds a month, you know? What are you doing? No, I don't think he's done a show since March. But it was nice to see him. Still got a beard. Still got long hair. Still looks like Jay. In a Paul Blart-esque way.
March 22nd.
Yeah. No segue. So, but still alive and well. Just out there keeping them all safe. Still loving the Raiders. Don't know why. At least he's an Ohio State fan. Although he's twisted thinking Cal McCord is better than Will Howard.
Well, that brings me to my next point.
Don't do crack.
The fact
Bam.
you knew where I was going with that. Oh, shit.
All right. Let's
well,
bring this home.
Let's bring it home.
1 month later.
Yeah. It's been a long month.
Thanks for coming
I
over.
I missed all you fuckers.
I'm glad you remembered where I lived.
Yeah, I had to GPS it. And somehow my fucking GPS got into Spanish. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yo quiero turn left.
Do you know Spanish?
El tengo el gato los pantalones.
I have a big cat in my pants.
Yes.
Sí.
Mierda.
I think next week we can, we didn't even touch the Pirates.
Mierda. That's shit, I believe.
I don't know.
I don't know. I had a Bolivian exchange student that went to school with me, and he taught me all the bad words. He was also an actor. So whatever. He was in a movie with Sandra Bullock. It's, no big deal.
The Net?
No, it was Our Brand is Crisis or something like that. It came out, I don't know, 2015.
Our Brand is Crisis?
It's something like that. It's a true
Weird.
story where they go overseas to somewhere. I think she's supposed to be a reporter or something, and he's the cameraman. Yeah. He's a big star in the Bolivian Hispanic world.
You still keep in touch with him?
I don't. I wish I did. True story. And
It's
not to-
weird that
not
you
to-
don't keep in touch with him, but you know that he's big in the Bolivian.
Yeah. True story, and I don't want to sound racist, but it's going to come out that way. I mean, we were just kids. You know what I mean? So Bolivian, he's from Bolivia. And he was okay with this. I don't want anybody to think this was us being rude. He was totally fine with this. We referred to Ray. Reynaldo Pacheco is his name. You can look him up on IMBD. Ray's nickname was Ray the Wetback.
Whew. Man, on that racist ass note, we are going to end today's show. And hopefully, whoever is listening joins us next week because we're not all racist.
I'm not racist.
That was probably the most racist thing ever said at the 33 Lounge in the year and a half history of our recording.
That's
What? Just shh. Thank
sorry.
you guys for joining us.
Ray the Back.
It's been a crazy month.
Is
I'm
that
glad
better?
to be back. Oh, we're just moving. We're powering through it. As always, we love you.
Peace. You find the button?
Found a button. Right? What? I hit the wrong button. Oh shit. Hey, is this how we stop?